becoming stored as fat. So we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about the parts of fiber, why it not only helps with weight loss, but how it helps with maintaining your current weight. So the lucky sweet spot is 25 grams. Don't, again, use any type of medication or filler to use for fiber because it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. Like I said, I started adding Metamucil in when I met with a nutritionist because I followed a plan exactly for 11 months and got no results. It's because of the sources of fiber I was using. It's because of the sources of protein I was using. So fiber, the best source is probably your berry family. Blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. There's 8 grams in 1 cup. Your greens, which is your broccoli and your greens, is 7 grams in 1 cup. Chia seeds in 2 tablespoons is 10 grams. And then your beans, okay? I have found how to biohack the system. So I actually use what's called a carbo-not bread. Let me put that in the comments for you. So C-A-R-B, is it gonna let me use the comments? So C-A-R-B, oh yep, O-N-A-U-T. It looks just like this. There is actually 15 grams of fiber in 1 slice of this bread, which is pretty amazing. So 15 grams of fiber. You might have to put it inside of like Google to find it or Instacart, but it's C-A-R-B-O-N-A-U-T. Amazing. 15 grams, 1 slice, and guess what? 40 calories. Also has 0 additives. So when we eat this, it's not going to spike cortisol. It's not going to spike glucose. So while you're eating this meal, it's amazing as long as you don't have additives in anything else you're eating, your food's going to be used as energy. You're going to feel it immediately or stored as energy. We should not be walking around always tired. Even after sitting down and having dinner, we shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I ate, now I need to take a nap, okay? So in the United States, I never really realized that inside of our foods, we can have additives. It's banned. It's banned in places like Europe. So it's our due diligence to see that. So that app for you, I'll put in the comments, it's YUKA. That's the app for you. Now you have that as a source. There's 2 types of fiber that are found inside of our fruits and vegetables. You have insoluble and soluble. So the cool thing about fiber is it's the only food that can swell to the depth of your intestinal tract. So look down at your body. Like, can you believe that like there's an area where all the food goes into, right? All of your food goes through it. So the width of your intestinal tract, first of all, it looks a lot like a snake, okay? Second of all, it's supposed to be like your gums. If you look at your gums, that's what your intestinal tract's supposed to look like, and a lot of ours don't look like that. A lot of ours have like black to it, little black spots. Those black spots are actually from toxins. The black spots are also bacteria growing from food not being able to push through. Why can't food push through? Well, if we're deficit in movement, is it really going to be flying through our body? If we're deficit in the fiber, which swells to the width of the intestinal tract to be a vacuum, is it really going to get through? And then lastly, if we're lacking water intake, which is like a big hose, is it really going to get through? And the answer is no. So our water, our fiber, our movement is what pushes the food through the intestinal tract. It's what keeps it nice and pink like your gums, okay? When you start upping your fiber to 25 grams, not only are you going to lose weight, you're going to see inflammation, you're going to see bloating, you're going to see irregular bowel movements and foul smelling gas improve literally within 72 hours. So when I used to wake up, I went and had a surgery. Why is it that I have to, if I went sideways and I ate an apple, my stomach would bulge out, okay? It was because I was lacking fiber. So that's what we want to focus on with our fiber content. You'll notice the benefits. Now you have a why. So the why behind eating fiber is why? It's what keeps your body free and clear of toxins and bacteria. It keeps inflammation down, bloating down, irregular bowel movements improve. That's the fiber part to it. We don't want to add anything like Metamucil. Big no-no. Hi, Francisca. Big no-no. Why? Additives. Get the YUKA app. It's going to blow your mind. Second thing, you hear the water running. We're going to make egg salad. With your water, do you know what the answer is for water? Does anyone know how much water? And let me ask you this. How much water do you need every single day in order to burn fat? That's an actual serious thing. Your body goes through a process. You've heard of liposuction. Liposuction is when you go have plastic surgery, right? Lipolysis is how your body burns fat. The term lipolysis came from your body, right? And it can't go through, hi Nancy, it can't go through the fat burning process unless it has half of your weight in ounces of water. Guess how many people right now are getting half of their weight in ounces of water? 75% of people are not. So we've got 25%. So out of 365 days, how often are you literally actually burning calories? How often, okay, oh, I'm so pissed. How often are you actually getting that? Okay, so that's the thing. Apologize. So is you know what I mean? You can come. So half of your weight in ounces of water. Here's my hack for you. If you drink pop, coffee, or alcohol, how much? You got to add up those ounces. Those actually dehydrate you. They're dehydrating you. They're sucking the water outside of you. So we have to add that back in. So again, I'm not telling you that you can't. This was one of the smallest little tweaks that I had to do. I literally did not lose weight and struggled with my weight for a long time. Why? Because I was only drinking half of my weight in ounces of water. It has to be half of your weight plus ounces of pop, coffee, tea, or alcohol. They suck the water out of you. Here's the best thing I can ever teach you. I was adding this to my water because someone told me that it helps you with weight loss when you add electrolytes in perimenopause. This has additives inside of it. Now I was back to square one. This has additives. When you have additives, when you eat and you drink, it has everything being stored as fat instead of being used or stored as energy. That easy. Insulin is supposed to take our food and be like on demand. Okay, we're going to use it as energy, store it. That whole part of the system is broke. It's like your car breaking down, but it's not the engine's fault. And it's what we don't realize because in the last decade, 9 out of 10 times, literally they look like 90 plus more additives in our food than we did a decade prior. Okay? So we have to make sure that if we're getting water, we're not enhancing it with Mio or Crystal Light. Get that YUKA app and scan your foods. If you scan it and it's not a good rating, don't use it. At the bottom, it'll give you a recommendation of a good rating. If it's good, then you can use that. Otherwise, in my water, I do peppermint leaves, I do mint leaves, I do blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. What do you like that you can enhance your water with? That's what you want to be adding to your water because I was the girl who said, I don't like water. So I started adding stuff to it to make it taste good. I put on weight. Why? Additives in our food spike cortisol, spike insulin. Okay? That's the water component. A timer is your best friend. Every 90 minutes, I have a timer that goes off on my watch. This saved me because I'd hop in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 8 o'clock at night. Now it's too late. I'm just going to go to bed and I'll do it tomorrow. So if you can put right now a piece of paper next to your bed, mine's always on my iPhone, right next to your bed, and you can literally put the word water on it, you're going to wake up and see it, drink water before coffee. Okay? It's the circadian rhythm of your body is when your body goes to bed at night, it resets the circadian rhythm. The same is for water. That's why it's normal. You're supposed to get water every 90 to 120 minutes. It's okay if you're not doing that in the middle of the night. Why? Your circadian rhythm knows it. So if you wake up, it turns the circadian rhythm on. You're actually going to have so much energy instantly just by doing that. Count to 15 seconds. I sometimes am like, so I chew a piece of gum. Quenches my thirst, I do it then. Okay, so I quench my thirst. I use something to enhance the water, some types of grapes, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you desire. I always have a timer set for the water. When I set a timer, I can hold down the crown to my iWatch and just say, set timer 90 minutes, and it will do it. Or you can just go into your iPhone and literally under timers, you can set it and label it. If you just keep repeating that all day, you'll get half of your weight in ounces of water. It's one of the biggest components of how I lost 30 pounds in 5 months after 11 months of not losing any weight, okay? That's the water component. Seltzer water can count. Just make sure you use the YUKA app because LaCroix is a really good one. But there's someone literally out there, hi Tara, there's someone out there that's using a sparkling water like the Ice brand that think, hey, it's a sparkling water, but it's not. The Ice brand has all kinds of additives, all type of aspartame, all type of yellow coloring. It's causing more harm than good. That's why we live in a world where so many people think, hey, everyone talks about protein, water, and fiber. Hey, I increased mine, but I'm still the same weight. What are you increasing it with? Okay, I have to get some eggs for the egg salad. So with your water, drop a 1 if you set a timer. Drop a 1 in the comments if you actually set a timer. Okay, drop a 1 if you actually wrote down on a piece of paper and you actually wrote. Okay, Alexa, set timer for 12 minutes. Okay,
12-minute timer.
That's the water. This definitely, if you want to, listen, if you want to have brain fog, this definitely is not for you. If you want to have really crappy performance and really crappy recovery in the gym, it's also not for you. And if you are the person who's like, I don't want to have energy and I don't really care, this definitely isn't for you. But I will tell you right now that Gary Brecka talks a lot about hydrogen, and hydrogen is something that is not in your body. And if you add it into your body, your brain fog will improve tenfold. Your performance and recovery in the gym will improve tenfold starting day 1 of adding it to your water. The third thing, your fatigue, you will never think about a Celsius drink, which has additives in yellow 6 coloring. Let's see what Celsius does to people. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Celsius. Okay? Also, headaches and blood pressure improve. But what hydrogen water are you adding? See the tablets that you find at the end of the Target, right? At the end of the Target little place, guess what's happening from that? There's no absorption. That's a tablet. It probably has additives inside of it. The best thing that you could ever do in your whole life is to get, number 1, crystallits. Crystallits is the best form of absorption. All you have to do, literally, you would never ever in your entire life of living ever use ice. I'm going to show you what is called an experiment. This is the nitro experiment. I'm going to show you what happens to crystallits. I always show you my experiment. All I have to do is cut open this. Okay, this is medical grade, proven through science, proven through clinicals, third-party validation, and clean. They're crystallits, crystallized. It comes in clear. I would never add this to ice ever. This is gonna turn bright yellow within 5 minutes, literally from going clear, telling me that this hydrogen that is molecular, that is actually hydrolyzed, will turn bright yellow. You watch it happen. When I drink this, do you wanna know what this hydrogen does in my body? It literally dilates my blood vessels for 10 hours, 10 times. You feel the blood rushing. Your performance and recovery, you'll want to walk into the nearest gym or go clean the house. Your chronic fatigue, kick it to the curb. Your brain fog from menopause will not exist. And if you don't believe me, just watch it. There's a video that explains this medical grade hydrogen water that's molecular better than me. Actually, if you want that video, if you'd actually press play on it, drop in the comments the word nitro. And if you're like, Michelle, I've never had someone explain this to me the way that you are. I want this. It's 30 days money back guaranteed. I'm the girl who wants no brain fog, wants no fatigue. Drop nitro with a star. You can pick up a bag for 30 days money back guaranteed. Unfortunately, you can't find it in a store or on a commercial or on a billboard. Okay? That's the nitro component. So that does count. Okay, here you are doing a plastic. Yeah, well, it's just for my experiment. I'll actually throw it away. I have to show in my experiment, right? Okay, so the third thing is the protein component, because I already had my nitro this morning. The protein component. How much protein do we need? How much protein? How much protein do we need in order to not only lose weight, but also to maintain current weight loss efforts? Anyone know that answer? It's your desirable weight. So you'd have to actually research this number. So if you go to Google, there's a chart. If you just type in like 5'7" female, desirable weight, it'll pop up. And it'll give you a range. You literally have, 129 to 150 comes up for me. So 129 pounds will say for my desirable weight up to 150 pounds, okay? So I wanna go for the higher number. I want 150 grams of protein. When I reach my goal weight, I can go back down to the low number. Listen to this, 150 grams of protein is only 600 calories. 150 grams of fat is 1,350 calories. So I just needed to wrap my head around that because I was the girl that's like, that's impossible. Even the person I talk to who barely even eats, who's not a big eater, I'm like, hey, listen, how much, if you're only eating 1,000 calories and it's not coming from there, why is that? Why is it not? So here's the deal. You have to make sure that you realize that 600 calories worth of protein is 100% something that's possible. I'm going to teach you a hack that you're going to be able to take inside of any market. But here's the deal. I upped my protein. I started buying foods that, of course, you're like, oh yeah, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, but I got all the wrong ones. I literally would get the one that was on sale, the one that was on special. So when you grab something, there's two things we want to do. We want to check and see, is this actually a protein is number one. Is this actually a protein? How we know is we always look at the back of the calories, okay? You're always going to see calories on the label. So we have 7 and we have 0. So cool. We see 7, we see 0. We now covered the last number of calories. So step 2, it's easy to remember, cover the last number of calories. What do we have? A 7. That means there should be 7 grams of protein. Okay, well, where do I see the protein? Right here. Protein will always be on there, and protein will always be in bold. Is there 7 or more? There can be 7 or more. There's 13. Okay, cool. I got it, because there's going to be 4, 5, 6 different brands, even when you go to the airport. Which one do you buy? So then I would take out my handy dandy YUKA app, right? And I would scan it. I would just scan it and I'd make sure it's a good rating. It is. But just because it says no artificial sweeteners doesn't tell me anything. Let's look at this. I've always saved this in my refrigerator, and I actually go to the market and help people, so I need to have a good example on hand. This has 80 calories, right? Cover the last number. That means there should be 8 grams of protein. When I go to protein, above my thumb, what is there? Is there 8 plus? There's 12. But then I scan this on the YUKA app and say this one's 20 cents cheaper. That's how I used to do it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This has 6 additives. This has 2 of them are very high risk. Oh my gosh, type 2 diabetes, chronic inflammation of the digestive tract, metabolic disorders, high consumption is increased risk of cancer. Now which one are you going to choose? Now what one are you going to choose? So that's your new little tip that you have in your toolbox. And don't get yourself all overwhelmed, okay? Don't get frustrated, get fascinated with the point that you just learned this, okay? You have got this. So that's the protein part. You burn 30% more calories when you eat protein. 30% more calories when you eat protein. You literally improve your muscle tone when you get the proper amount of protein. You also go through the feelings of fullness and satiety when you get the proper amount of protein. Hi, Melanie. So protein is key because it's the whole body is not only made up of protein, the whole body is made up of water. So water and protein are besties. It's just like a parent. You need a guy and you need a female to make a baby. You need the water and you need the protein. It is literally, what's that word? Like vital. It's vital. With your protein, you have over 25 different strands of protein in your body. The most abundant that's infested, if you think of it and you have like all this big hill of ants, but there's one that's all of them are mainly red ants versus black ants. Okay. The number one is protein, is collagen. Think about it. Think about how much hair we have. Think about our joints. Think about our muscles. Think about our skin's elasticity. All of that comes from what? The collagen source. And at 20, we have 100%. Each year after 20, can you tell me how old you are in the comments? Each year after 20, you lose a minimum of 1% of the type 2 collagen. That's a big, big factor, what I just said. Type 2 collagen. Wait, how many types are there? Until I listened to 40 plus Audible books, I had no clue how many types of collagen there were. There's 5 types. There's a type 1, a type 2, a type 3, a type 4, a type 5. Okay? The one that we lose 1% of after the age of 20 is type 2. So I would have never thought, oh, well, you should add type 2 collagen every day. I had no clue any of this. I used to buy my collagen from the checkout aisle of Home Goods. So here's the deal with your collagen. Type 1 and type 3 are in you dormant. You lose the type 2. 4 and 5 have to do with the gut. Here's what you should recommend when you look into a collagen. Always look at your first ingredient. The first ingredient listed on any ingredient list. If I had a list of ingredients right here and the first thing was sugar, that means the most thing found in this product is sugar. If the last thing was a peanut, that means there's the least amount is peanuts in the formula. That's what an ingredient list is made up of. I never knew that. So for your collagen, if you care about youthfulness, you should have a type 2 collagen and it should be liquid. Why? It's water soluble. Because collagen is something that's disrupted and no longer produced and lost at the age of 20, we want to make sure that it is literally at the highest absorption possible. Okay? A couple other things that you want to look for your collagen, taking at the same time. I had skin cancer. A lot of you know. I had literally like 30 stitches from here to here. The face hyaluronic acid I was using, guess what? It had additives in it. You're putting whatever you put on your face for it to go directly into the bloodstream. So if it has additives or it's carcinogenic, what do you think is going to happen over time? Everyone reacts differently. Maybe it'll be someone. So here's the deal with that. You want to realize, okay, you want to make sure that you know that organic tremella mushroom mimics hyaluronic acid. Okay, so organic tremella mushroom mimics hyaluronic acid. But guess what? For the best part of it, you want to make sure that you are taking it at the same time as your collagen. So you take it at the same time. So you use your collagen, you take organic tremella mushroom. And if you want a fat burner, being a group certified fitness instructor, right? You want to watch your literally burn more calories, use a fat burner. I can't use berberine, but some people do. Gives me jitters. You don't want to use CLA. Alexa, off. You don't want to use CLA. I used to use conjunctivated linoleic acid. They're seed oils. That's bloating and inflammation. And number 3, the Morcille blood red orange comes over from Sicily. They have a blood red orange because of their climate control. They're the only people that have it. It's why Italy has such a low rate of obesity. It's inside of their orange. They cut it up, and it's an antioxidant that's actually patent. It is patent that 94% of the people who use this see a dramatic decrease in body fat composition, body fat, also visceral fat, and the scale drops. What about the 6% who didn't get good results? They weren't consistent or they quit before the 12-week period of analysis. Okay? So she's like, what collagen do you recommend? Well, I just want to let you know, Sally, that I went through 20 collagens before I found the right one. So don't get yourself too upset. The one that I would recommend, I had it yesterday in my stories. It is a liquid medical grade weight loss collagen. So the Morcille blood red orange is infused inside of this. It is a medical grade type 2 collagen as the first ingredient. The organic tremella mushroom is already inside of it, and it has the fenugreek to support the gut lining. So this covers every single part of the collagen that your body needs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's called Slim. If you actually drop in the comments the word Slim, I will share a video with you that explains it better than I can. And if you want to snag a bottle right now, I just looked this morning, I got an email. It's usually $89 for a full month supply. You get it today for 69 bucks. And it's 1 tablespoon, but it has to go in the fridge. If you would like a link, if I share a link with you and you're like, oh my gosh, I never knew this, I want this yesterday, drop in the comments the word Slim with a star, and I will send you a shareable link. It comes in chocolate raspberry or it comes in chocolate mint. I don't know what type of person you are, but I can say that I like the chocolate raspberry best. Right here is where you can actually snag that, Elizabeth. If you go to thebreakfastshow.net At the tippy top, it says Nueva. Okay, when you see Nueva, you'll see what's called Snow Slim. If you get the Duo Pack, that's a 2-month supply, you save more per bottle. And if you get the Trio Pack, a 3-month supply, you save even more per bottle, okay? And then if you go right here, you'll see Michelle Lynn Dworack. If you just send me a direct message, okay? If you just send me a direct message, I will give you the video that explains the Snow Slim better than I can, okay? It's called Snow Slim, yes. Okay, so that's the protein aspect of it. 30% more calories burned. Here's what you can do right now today. You can track your grams in protein. The second you have that number, there's something very important. There is 4 calories, okay? There's 4 calories in 1 gram of protein. There is 4 calories in 1 gram of carb. But here's the crazy part. There's 9 calories in 1 gram of fat. So you would take your grams of protein today, times it by 4. Say that you do 100 grams of protein. So you have 400 calories worth of protein you ate. What's 30% of 400? Because that's how many calories you burnt just by eating it. Okay? So when you burn calories, we have all of these short chain amino acids everywhere inside of us. You hear about amino acids. You hear about how they're short little chains. You also hear about what? BCAAs, right? As we age. These are what send messages to all the cells in the body. So here's the deal with that. If you get the YUKA app today and you start scanning your foods, you start scanning with it to see if there's additives in your shampoo or your conditioner or your makeup, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe this. Don't panic, okay? I was the same way in the beginning. You might need a full metabolic 99.9% metabolic reset. With your short chain amino acids and the BCAAs, the reason why people are adding them in, here's the thing though, people are adding them in a powdered format. You want microbeaded and you want to make sure this is something that's gone through a clinical verification, meaning it has clinicals and third-party validation behind it. It's not just a company. This is definitely not for you if you want to keep continuing to have food noise. It's not for you if you want to continue binge eating or if you're like, I want to continue constantly being hungry. Definitely not for you. But tesofensin is what alters the constant derived mechanism in the brain to food noise. It shuts it off. Okay? Also, if you are the kind of person who cannot focus, you like open a cabinet and you want to continue being the person who has chronic brain fog, this is not going to be for you. But Diaxa is a short chain amino acid, BCAA behind it, that you would add in to help with not only focus, but mood without a stimulant. Comparable to being even better, people who have focus than people who are using drugs going to the doctors for focus. And then BCP 157, if you're the kind of person who you love going out and you have a dress on and you kind of look at that bloated feeling in your belly and you like that, definitely not for you either. But BCP 157 is a evacuation mechanism to inflammation out of the body. Taking these links, you basically shake everything up and you will have a 99.9% metabolic reset. Once that happens, you can stop adding those chains into the body. Okay, I see it all the time. So if you see like these gals, they definitely needed a metabolic reset because look at how her body reacted within 2 weeks. She was storing fat in one area. Look at her body, how it reacted, right? Very common sense. She needed that metabolic reset. Her BCAAs, the aminos in her, the short chain amino acids in her body were not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is linking together, okay? I have what is called a medical grade 3-in-1 stack that has all 3. So tesofensin, Diaxa, BCP 157. I have formulated here that is medical grade, proven through science, proven through clinicals and third-party validation, okay? It's right there. There's a video that explains it better than I can. I'm not allowed to make claims or I can get in trouble. So you can drop in the comments, Meta doesn't allow it. You can drop in the comments the word elevate and I can share that 3-in-1 stack with you. It's a video that explains it better than I can. Or if you want to, I got it because it was 30 days money back guaranteed. I was the girl who wanted to have less food noise, who wanted to slow down my binge eating addiction, who wanted to focus better, who wanted to enhance my mood, and who wanted to get rid of inflammation and bloating. So I did it, and I've gotten tremendous results. I've already lost, I think, over 11 pounds in like 8 weeks now. My husband's down 25 pounds. So that's Elevate. Drop the word Elevate and I'll share the science in the video with you. If you want to snag a bottle, people are using injections for GLP. It's tricking the brain. You don't raise the GLP-1 hormone in your body unless you use fiber and unless you decrease toxins. So if you go in weekly, if you want to keep doing something weekly or bi-weekly, I don't know what's going to happen to these people when they get off of it, but I don't really care because everyone has freedom to do whatever they want to do. Drop Elevate with a star. It's $209 for a full month supply. There's always a promotion. Right now you snag a bottle for $169. So drop Elevate with a star. I did my power pack because here's what I do. I have a beauty short chain amino acid. I also have this Elevate, and I also have what is called Bikini in a bottle. Body has 5-amino-1, okay, and NAD+, the improvement of it, with 60 positive benefits to insulin sensitivity. It has the Sloop 3332. So I did all three. You can pick 2 body, 1 Elevate, or 2 Elevate, 1 body, or 1 of each. You get 3 months supply, and you get my Nitro, which is a hydrogen water we talked about, which is bright yellow now, for free. That right there is only going to cost you $430 today. So you're literally saving over $170, and you're literally getting a $50 product for free. And now you have a 3-month supply. Okay, so definitely if you want that, I see you do. It's called the Power Pack. You just go to thebreakfastshow.net. When you go there, you'll see Nueva, and then you'll see Body Beauty. Look for the Power Pack. I did 2 Elevate, 1 Body. Or this month around, I did 1 Body, 1 Beauty, 1, because I use all 3 of them now, right? Otherwise, you can do the Power Pack. To be that cheap, you can't do all 3 of the same one. That's a signature set. And that goes up to $530. And you do get with that, you get the boost for free. Okay? Any questions, you can hop in my inbox. I work with a lot of people who have high, IBS, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, A1Cs, type 2 diabetes. They're on blood pressure, cholesterol medications, all types of those people. So again, if you want the video, message me the word Elevate, message me the word Body. I will send you a video that has the science, the clinicals, the research, the third-party validation. Everything is made in a laboratory that has a certification of pharmaceutical grade, and every single element inside of these short-chain amino acids are literally sourced from a valuable, reputable source in the United States of America. That's why the sell out and the sell out, sell in, it takes time because they're not just sitting at a warehouse where there's thousands and thousands of boxes worth. It's a sourceable, science-backed short chain amino acid, okay? So that's where you're gonna get it. Okay, so she's asking any questions in regards to those 3 things, anyone. She's asking in regards to coffee. The only reason why people are telling their audience that they can't have coffee or nutritionists are getting involved is because of one thing, and it's because of the pesticides in coffee. Okay, there's actually a little strip that you can take, and people are going around and they're putting them inside of coffees, and they're finding that strip, like a chlorine strip, is telling them, hey, there's pesticides. Pesticides come into the body, and they actually, after a long period of time, have a carcinogenic behavior. Okay, a lot of beans, if you think of coffee beans and you think of the pressure, the high end pressure and the heat, it makes sense. I switched over to what is called Rise. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Now I use a different one. It was like a level up from Rise. It's more of a nootropic. So it's a no crash clarity energy. I used to take L-theanine anyways. This one's proven through science, proven through clinicals, third-party validation. It's the ingredients approved in Europe. Come on. It also has the cordyceps and the lion's mane mushroom and Ceylon cinnamon. Regular cinnamon elevates kidney levels. You do not want regular cinnamon. So Ceylon cinnamon, it's called actually, if you drop in the comments the word coffee, I can share the video with you. It is a Colombian brew that comes all the way over from Sicily. And if you want to snag a bag, I love that they actually offer 30 days money back guaranteed. So you can snag a whole bag, you can try it, empty that bag, and send it back if you don't fall absolutely in love with it. Okay? Are there any questions in regards to that? So again, just to recap, our water is half of our weight in ounces of water every day. Do you have a 90-minute timer set? The person who's going to get the best results is the person who's getting water every 90 to 120 minutes. Okay? Number 2 is the fiber, 25 grams minimum each and every day. And you really don't want to go above, okay, 40 grams. And the third thing is our protein. Okay, so for the coffee, Donna, if you could just send me a direct message on Facebook saying coffee, more than happy to share that with you. Okay, so that's my Facebook account. That's my Instagram if you need it. If you go to thebreakfastshow.net, just so you do know, Donna, when you go there at the very tippy top, it'll say Nueva, and the coffee is called Nueva Morning. That's where you're gonna find it. Okay, so any questions, I'm here for you. Hit follow, hit add friend. You'll be alerted. I go live guaranteed Monday through Friday. Usually it's between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's been a little bit of hiccup with my Instagram. I can't go live, and there's been a hiccup with TikTok. They banned my account, so it's been very different, but that's okay. I will never continue. I will never give up on sharing what it is that I'm learning through now 40 plus Audible books. I actually stopped talking, or I actually stopped tracking at 40 Audible books. The chapter that I listened to this morning, I would love to share it with you straight from the source. What I did was I took the chapter. God, it's freezing. Hold on. I took the book that the chapter that I read, and I wrote it down. This whole chapter had to be a lot of like inspiration behind it. It talks about waking up today. You know, woke up today. Did you? It talks about how you're blessed. Body moves. Did you get to get out of bed? Did you get to walk to the bathroom? Did you get to walk to put your clothes on? That's a gift, right? Your body moves. Is there food in your kitchen? You know, if all of a sudden you have a little bit, then that's a privilege. Peace in your heart, that's wealth, right? Don't gloss over these things. It says gratitude changes how you carry everything. Never forget your blessings. So the whole chapter had to do with kind of taking the things that are a nuisance when it comes to being the healthiest versions of ourselves and turning them more into a positive affirmation. So helps me start my day. It helps me when I think of protein and water and fiber and walking the 7,500 steps. It just gives me that extra little push to be listening to these Audible books. Obviously, it was like a 14-page chapter, but I take it in a snippet of literally 30 seconds to be able to share it with you every morning. So it was an honor to hang out with you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Breakfast Show. I hope you have the best day ever, and I will see you back for another episode in the future.